In a world of legends, there's a special place in the monster realm called the Bureau of Transfiguration, or BOT for short. Their main job? To stop monsters from turning into humans and mingling with them. Why? Because monsters believe their blood is purer than humans. So no one really knows what a true monster looks like. Everyone thought monsters were just tales, but then a man named Hansen changed everything. Hansen isn't just any man. He's a zookeeper with big dreams of becoming a film director. He even lives in the zoo's warehouse. To chase his dream, he made a movie after saving up some money. Sadly, not only did he lose all his savings, but he also ended up in debt, owing a whopping 2 million won. Desperate to repay this, he tried his luck dating wealthy women, even those much older than him. But luck wasn't on his side. No matter how shabbily he dressed at the zoo, whenever he had a date, he'd transform into a dashing gentleman. Hansen's situation is dire. Not only does he have a mountain of debt, but he's also responsible for his ailing father. With unpaid hospital bills stacking up, there's a real risk his father could be thrown out of the mental facility. One day, while waiting at a cafe for another blind date, Hansen, out of boredom, starts snapping photos on his phone. As he captures a cute kitten, a stunning girl named Bai, wearing casual slippers, unexpectedly enters the frame. She warmly greets him, acting as if they've known each other forever. But Hansen is sure he's never met her before. Suddenly, Hansen spots a trio of men. The leader? None other than the man he owes money to. Panicking, Hansen tries to hide behind a menu, but B, oblivious to his distress, shares a shocking revelation. She's not human, but a fox. Overwhelmed, Hansen barely registers her words. He tries to escape, sneaking off to the restroom, but the men catch him, dragging him out of the cafe. In the chaos, he misses the moment B could have truly unveiled herself. Bai wasn't just making things up, she truly was a fox. That evening, she visits Hansen at his warehouse home, and he's intrigued by her. What baffles him more is her knowledge of his past mischief and the exact location of a scar on his chest. This jogs a buried memory in Hansen. He remembers a young Bai at the zoo. Once, some kids tried to harm her using sulfuric acid. It was Hansen who shielded her, getting a scar in the process. Yet despite this revelation, he struggles to accept Bai's monstrous identity. Determined to prove herself, Bai drinks wine to muster the courage and transforms, revealing her true form. The sight terrifies Hansen. Meanwhile, Kong, the head of BOT's 3rd Division, learns of Bai's unauthorized transformation. Without delay, his team sets out to retrieve Bai and return her to the monster realm. As Kong reaches the scene, he spots Hansen teetering on the edge of a rooftop, with Bai in pursuit. Kong orders his team to use unique monster weapons designed to erase the memories of any human who witnessed Bai's true form. Just as they're about to erase Hansen's memory, Bai reverts to her human appearance and intervenes. Kong and Bai share a deep bond from childhood, and he's harbored feelings for her for a long time. Out of respect for their relationship, Kong heeds Bai's plea and spares Hansen's memory. The following day, Gang and his crew confront Hansen for money. As they're about to assault him, Bai steps in. To fend them off, she briefly shows her fox face, which unintentionally scares Hansen away. When Bai finally catches up to him in a narrow lane, she tries to explain her intentions. With fragments of memories, almost erased by Kong's weapon, Hansen recalls Bai's desire to marry him as a way to repay his past kindness. This revelation overwhelms Hansen. Desperate to distance himself, he suggests other ways she can repay him, and then quickly escapes. After distancing himself from Bai, Hansen goes on another blind date. The lady seems quite taken with him, even bringing out a marriage contract. But suddenly Bai shows up. Their ensuing argument disrupts the date, causing the woman to leave in a huff, leaving Hansen upset. Meanwhile, Bai's unauthorized transformations catch the attention of Yoon, the head of BOT. Yoon, a dominating figure in the Bureau, sees Bai's actions as a direct challenge. He seeks out the distressed Hansen, revealing his affiliation with a secretive group that researches monsters. He believes Hansen could help him capture Bai, especially since she's a rare Arctic silver fox, a species highly valued for research. This also presents Hansen with an opportunity to free himself from Bai's presence. Before parting ways, Yoon hands Hansen a needle filled with a potent substance. A single prick, and Bai would be under their control. Additionally, Yoon tempts Hansen with a lavish reward, substantial enough to clear his debts and ensure a comfortable future. This proposition leaves Hansen deeply conflicted. Later, Hansen encounters Bai in a playground, appearing unkempt. She's been collecting trash, hoping the small earnings might help with Hansen's financial woes. This selfless act touches Hansen's heart, yet such meager funds wouldn't dent his debt. So Bai, having heard of places where money is easily made, ends up in a club. Unfamiliar with the club's nature and naively trying to fit in, she allows a patron to approach her. But before things escalate, Hansen steps in, whisking Bai away from potential harm. Hansen drags Bai back to the playground, brandishing the poison-filled needle Yoon gave him. He warns her, saying if she ever ventures into such places again, he'd use the needle on her. Bai, with a stern expression, reveals Yoon's true nature, emphasizing that he always keeps his promises. Since Yoon vowed to help Hansen clear his debts, and Bai's intent is to repay Hansen's past kindness, she's ready to give herself up. Overwhelmed by Bai's purity and selflessness, Hansen gives in to his emotions and passionately kisses her. Back at the warehouse, in a heartfelt moment, Bai and Hansen make small cuts on their hands. Following a monster tradition, they exchange vows and mix their blood, symbolizing their union as a married couple. But even amidst this joy, they sense looming challenges ahead. After Bai and Hansen's departure from the nightclub, Yoon swiftly arrives. While he doesn't manage to capture Bai, he seizes another monster named Lon, who's been close to humans for a while. Yoon pressures her to falsely claim that humans forced her to show her monstrous side, aiming to stir tensions between the two worlds. But Lon, deeply in love with a human man who's always by her side, can't betray her feelings. When she resists Yoon's demands, he ruthlessly ends her life, pinning the blame on her human lover. Yoon then heads to the zoo with reinforcements. Bai, being strong-willed, isn't one to surrender easily. And now that Hansen is bound to Bai through marriage, he's equally determined to protect her. As tensions rise, Kong steps in. It seems he's there to apprehend Bai, but he actually wants to provide her an escape route. However, Yoon's overpowering presence makes escape seem impossible. Just then, Gang and his crew barge in, mistaking the scene for a film shoot. They inadvertently distract Yoon, giving Bai the chance to transform and make a swift exit with Hansen. While fleeing, Bai is tragically hit by a bullet and collapses. Just when things look bleak, Bai's close friend Bing, a famous actress, comes to their rescue. To help them hide, Bing brings them to a movie set where many actors are dressed as monsters. This makes it hard for Yoon to single them out without causing a scene. However, things don't go smoothly. The assistant director, from his vantage point, keeps a close watch on everyone. Whenever Bai and Hansen try to slip away, he promptly calls them back. As they're trying to figure out their next move, Yoon and his crew infiltrate the set, making escape seem impossible. In a shocking twist, Hansen's father suddenly shows up. Yoon's determination to capture Bai is so intense that he's willing to use humans as pawns. Hansen is torn between saving his father and protecting Bai, his love. In a heart-wrenching moment, Bai approaches Hansen and takes the poison-filled needle from him, injecting herself. She's ready to sacrifice herself for Hansen's safety. Yoon then takes Bai back to BOT. True to his word, he clears Hansen's debts and ensures he leads a prosperous life. A few months pass, and Hansen now owns a home. Yet without Bai, his days are empty and lifeless. One day, he visits the warehouse and is surprised to find Kong waiting for him. Without warning, Kong, filled with anger, lands a punch on Hansen. Once he's calmed down, Kong reveals that Bai is imprisoned in Yoon's heavily guarded rehabilitation center. Despite the odds, Hansen is determined to save her. To help, Kong enlists a panda skilled in disguises to make Hansen look like Yoon, allowing him to infiltrate the monster realm. Upon reaching the rehabilitation center, they use their disguises to gain entry. Inside, the center is more like a hellish prison where Bai has suffered immensely. She's so traumatized that she doesn't recognize Hansen and even lashes out at him. Desperate, Hansen tries to jog her memory by reminiscing about their shared past. Seeing her in such distress fills him with remorse. Overwhelmed, he embraces and kisses Bai. As time passes, Bai's demeanor softens and her appearance becomes less fearsome. Hansen and Kong prepare to escort her out of the center. But as they're leaving, they're confronted by the real Yoon. To onlookers, the two Yoons are indistinguishable. In the ensuing confusion, Bai, still disoriented, mistakes Hansen for the genuine Yoon. She lunges at him, tearing off his disguise. With their cover blown, Hansen and Kong find themselves face to face with a formidable Yoon. Outmatched, they're quickly overpowered. Just as Yoon is about to deliver a fatal blow to Hansen, the ground beneath them gives way. Gang and his crew burst forth. It appears that during the earlier film shoot, due to a mix-up by an inexperienced staff member, they were mistaken for monsters and taken to the center. Desperate to escape this nightmarish place, they had tunneled their way out, arriving just in time to intervene. The sudden appearance of humans throws the center into turmoil. One of Gang's crew members manages to activate the center's main switch, freeing all the captive monsters. These monsters, fueled by rage, unleash their fury on Yoon and his team. As Yoon, enraged, retaliates with intent to destroy them all, a hidden reporter broadcasts the entire confrontation live. In the climax of the battle, with Kong's assistance, the monsters converge on Yoon. By the time the dust settles, Yoon is battered, and many monsters are either hurt or have perished. Pushed to the brink, a deranged Yoon grabs a knife and advances on the fallen Bai. Just in the nick of time, Hansen steps in, shielding Bai from the blade. This act triggers Bai's memories of their shared journey. As she cradles the wounded Hansen, her fury peaks. She seizes Yoon by the throat and hurls him out of the center. Subsequent investigations reveal that Yoon had been battling bipolar disorder and schizophrenia for a long time. As a result, he's placed in a mental health facility. Following the upheaval at the rehabilitation center, the monster world undergoes a transformation. New regulations are set, allowing monsters and humans to openly love and marry. Bai and Hansen are among the first to receive official marriage certificates. A year down the line, the couple welcomes a baby boy. Bai names him Destiny, symbolizing their unique journey. Together, they lead a joyous life.